This is a K2 Storm Tracker weather alert.
That Storm Tracker weather alert at 6:30 this morning because snow fell all night and into the morning in the metro area.
Yeah, it is setting up a slick, messy commute and causing school delays and cancellations. About an hour ago, Portland Public Schools canceled classes. This isn't on the screen, but Salem Kaiser schools are also closed. That's a big district we're talking about here. Beaverton Public Schools are on a 2-hour delay, along with Vancouver and Evergreen Public Schools. All the closures and delays are scrolling at the bottom of your screen and online at KATU.com.
Because of the conditions, we're on your side with team coverage. Our crews are stationed around the area monitoring the conditions so you don't have to. First, let's get to our weather and traffic experts, Mary Lewis and meteorologist Rhonda Shelby. Rhonda?
Yeah, even though you may only have maybe a half an inch where you are at maybe your neighborhood, don't be surprised if other people are waking up to more than 2 inches because it might have snowed earlier at their house and continued to snow for the evening hours into the morning hours. Now this whole system is moved off to the east, so it's not snowing anywhere in Metro Portland, Vancouver. It is still snowing right now up in the Cascades and all the way through the gorge. In fact, all the way out into the highlands near Pendleton, you will find snow along I-84. For anybody traveling in that location, we'll see that up in the Tri-Cities too. So here's the day planner for today. Things will improve. We're at 30 degrees right now. It looks like you will see temperatures staying generally in the 30s today with just a high of 37, but at least you will have no more threat for snow today or for much of this week. We'll talk about it in 10 minutes.
All right, let's take a look at your Chevy Equinox time saver traffic. We have a new incident to talk about. This in Ridgefield, northbound I-5 here. There is a semi blocking the lanes here just at 501. You want to watch for that. There's a rolling slowdown in regard to this as well to get that semi out of the way as you come up from 502 there. You can see the brake lights on our map. In the meantime, we have another crash that's been holding for quite some time. This one I-205 southbound on the Abernathy Bridge, really creating slowing through the area there. And so we'll continue to keep an eye on that and the other slick spots and incidents around the area. Let's get an update, though, on how the west side of Portland is looking. K2's Genevieve Rayome is live at Sylvan. Genevieve, you just drove around those back roads up there?
And they're actually not looking too bad. We drove up Burnside, Barnes, Skyline, and then we ended up here at Sylvan. And I would say for the most part, most of the back roads actually look like this. They look pretty clear. The worst conditions we saw were actually on Barnes. A little bit of snow still left on that road, but we didn't have any issues driving down it. Keep in mind, we are in an all-wheel drive car with traction tires. I would say we're in pretty good shape here on the west side of Portland, and we have seen plenty of plows working their way around the areas as well as on 26. We also saw a de-icer truck, and we do know that ODOT is salting part of Highway 26. If you take a look down here at Highway 26, you can see a little bit of it. I mean, it looks pretty normal there. Cars are moving normal for a 6:30 in the morning commute. We haven't heard of any major crashes over here. So 26 for the most part is moving steadily, just probably a little bit slower than normal. Of course, the major concern is ice in these areas. A lot of the snow is starting to melt, a little bit slushy on those back roads. We are below freezing here in the upper 20s, so watch out for any of that slush turning into ice in this morning commute. We're live here at Sylvan. Genevieve Rayome, K2 News.
All right, Genevieve, thanks. Portland police officers from the East Precinct were out all night monitoring trouble spots and tweeting. They shared these photos of a crash at Southeast 135th and Stark and wrote, "The imprints in the snow show what happened here. Too fast for conditions, tried to turn, and the wheels skidded on the ice under the thin layer of snow." When it comes to driving on snow and ice, the safest thing is, well, frankly, don't do it. Delay your plans if you can this morning. If you do have to get out there and your car starts to lose traction, let off the gas, steer into the skid, but be sure you're looking in the direction you want to go. Wait until your car gets that traction again, and then gently, with the emphasis on gently, start accelerating.
With snow falling in two very busy metro areas, Portland and Seattle, WashDOT is keeping very busy. And this morning, they want to remind you to keep an eye out for plows. They say just this week, 3 of their plows were hit. The crashes are still under investigation, but WashDOT tells us at least one plow was rear-ended. PBOT is joining in on this reminder. They say you should not pass plows either on the left or the right because you could crash into oncoming traffic or get hit by flying debris.
All right, we have Don Hamilton with ODOT on the phone with us right now. Don, first of all, we talked a little bit about the main freeways, the 3- and 4-lane freeways. What about some of the state highways, the 2-lane roads?
Well, they're doing pretty good as far as we can tell this morning. We've been treating those roads, Pacific Highway and some of the other roads out there with de-icer. So that's one of the main tools we've been using on these roads. And here we are. We're really in the heart of the morning commute time right now, and it looks like we're doing okay. This hasn't been a horrible storm. We've seen worse winter storms, and so I think things are going okay this morning.
Yeah, don't jinx us though, Don. All right. What advice do you have for people who are maybe on the fence right now about whether or not to head out or maybe delay the commute?
Well, I think it's always wise to be extra cautious in conditions like this. When the roads are slick, and they certainly are in a lot of areas out there, it's smart to just plan your trip accordingly. Know where you're going to go, know what conditions are on the road out there. Go to tripcheck.com. I don't think we've seen a lot of highway closures this morning, if any, but I think people are wise to be extra cautious.
Yeah, good advice. All right, Don Hamilton, thanks. Don Hamilton with
Thanks,
ODOT.
good to be with you.
Yeah. If you're worried about driving, maybe take public transit instead. We talked with TriMet yesterday. They told us they were keeping a close eye on the weather and had a plan in place, including using chains on buses. And TriMet is asking for some patience.
It's going to slow down the buses. They can't travel more than 25 miles an hour. So riders should know that and understand that there's a chance that the service might be running a little bit late.
Yeah, we talked with TriMet about an hour or so ago, and they said buses are on those chains. TriMet is constantly updating conditions and how they're affecting the routes. You'll find those updates online at KATU.com, as well as in Mary's traffic reports. We do those every 10 minutes here on K2 News this morning.
And we're keeping a close eye on how this weather is affecting flights at PDX. Right now, just a few delays on the flight boards. SeaTac also running into some issues. We're seeing multiple delays and cancellations out of Seattle this morning. So just make sure to check your flight status before you leave the house. One of the easiest ways for us to track winter weather in our area is by getting photos and video from viewers like you.
And you have really delivered, and we thank you for that. We have a photo from Jean. This is in northeast Salem. Plenty of snow on the ground there. You can really see it piled up on those chairs. Probably not a great place to sit this morning. And this is a photo of snow on the other side of Salem. Thank you to Rebecca Herman for that shot. And we also have a photo from Shelley McDaniel showing snow on Mount Scott. Good amount of fresh snow up there.
We want to see more of your weather photos. Sharing is easy. Just head to KATU.com. Click on the Chime In tab at the top of the homepage. We might end up sharing your photo on the air. We love to see the patio furniture covered, but we really love seeing the kids playing in it. So when they go outside today, the kids and the dogs get them, and we'll put them on the air.
I'll take any picture for verification purposes.
Yes, exactly.
And you've got one right there, courtesy of ODOT.
Yeah, we just talked about Trip Check. Such a great resource. You can look right now and see what conditions are like. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the gorge because this is where the snow is still falling. It's starting to end around Cascade Locks, but I-84 is snow covered. I-84 at Hood River, obviously the snow is really coming down. Big fat snowflakes here, and you can see the highway is covered. This is going to be fairly, for these folks, fairly treacherous because we're talking about another 1 to 1.5 inches of snow with this system coming through the area. And the same thing for the Dalles. I think we'll see another inch fall here on top of what has fallen already at US 197 and I-84 there in the Dalles. So this whole little disturbance that passed through overnight is now making its way into the eastern half of the area. It started in Washington and then curled around our area. It didn't even go out to the coast. It just curled around the metro area. Now it's moving back to the east again. We will see no more snow today here in the metro area. In fact, for the next several days, we will be dry. But that was the last of the moisture from yesterday, and it just so happened that it coincided with us dropping down to really, really cold surface temperatures and cold temperatures in general overnight last night. Partly cloudy skies, colder today for the folks living out on the coast. If you still have snow on the ground there, it will really start to melt this afternoon. That's what we're looking at. Here in the valley, improving conditions in the afternoon, snow ending, partly cloudy. But I don't think it's going to get all that much warmer because of the snow cover. We'll likely stay in the upper 30s here in the North Valley, low 40s in the Central Valley. Snow early, 1 to 2 inches possible here, especially in the higher elevations of the Gorge and Cascades. I think we're looking at 2 inches more snow this morning. Mostly cloudy, light wind, and then highs in the 20s and 30s. Pretty chilly day. Snow showers continue for the central and northeastern part of the state, especially it's snowing right now around around Pendleton. Highs will be in the 20s, and it is looking like a snowy day there. But here's what we are going to see over the next 4 days. We are dealing with the slick morning conditions right now. Afternoons will be above freezing every day, possibly into the 40s by Friday, so the snow will be gone at that time. And the snow threat, well, we're going to leave it out of the forecast until Saturday. We'll talk about that in 10 minutes from now.
And here's a look at your Chevy Equinox time saver traffic. We are taking a look still at this incident. I-5 northbound in Ridgefield. This as you come up from 502 and on toward 501. It's right at 501, but the left lane is blocked here. They are doing a rolling slowdown to get you by this so that they can get this semi-truck that crashed out of the way. Lots of heavy slowing as you come down southbound I-5 out of Vancouver. Looks like through Hazeldale and down toward the Interstate Bridge. We're also seeing it from the split all the way down over the Glen Jackson Bridge and into North Portland. We have another incident to talk about. This one, Mike Warner in the Chevy Equinox Live Drive is taking a look at.
Hey, this is at Fremont. This is actually this is on 82nd Avenue, just north of Fremont. Look at this is a TriMet bus, but look at this roadway, complete sheet of ice. You got this car over here on the left. They're trying to push it. They're trying to get it to move. You got several cars. I've heard that 82nd is closed between Fremont and Sandy because of so many cars that have wrecked. This is a complete sheet of ice, so do not come over here on 82nd in this area.
All right, Mike, we'll avoid it. Thanks.
Good heads up. Thanks, Mike and Mary. 6:41 right now. New at 6, an exclusive interview with Patriots quarterback Tom Brady on the heels of his 6th Super Bowl win.
What did she say to you after the game?
She said a lot of things.
He talks about family and why he cringes when called the greatest of all time.
You would think this is an ice rink, but it's actually a road here in the east side of Portland. This is Northeast Gleason. It is truly a sheet of ice. If you don't have traction out here, it is very, very difficult. I'm KATU's Jackie LaBrecca. Live report coming up.
A live look now at the Portland skyline. Some major school district canceling and delaying classes today, including Portland Public Schools. We're showing you the districts affected in the crawl that's scrolling across your screen.